Open eye, feel the waves cut through me. Hypnotized by the sounds I'm breathing in. Hold tight, hold tight. Chemicals collide. Hold tight, hold tight, hold tight. Dripping lights paint the skies, all because of you. Dripping lights paint the skies, only you can make me move. You can make me move. Can make me move. You can make me move. Can make me. So alive, make it last forever. Stop in time, yeah, I'm surrendering. Hold tight, hold tight. Chemicals collide. Hold tight, hold tight, hold tight. Dripping lights paint the skies, all because of you. Dripping lights paint the skies, only you can make me move. You can make me move. Can make me move. Can make me move. You can make me move. Can make me.
Like you, be strong to hold the powers of the sun. To dream, believe in strength. Now I'm the only one, only one. I was an ordinary boy until I broke the rules. My life destroyed, a life destroyed. Burning the bridge that keeps us. I'm here and I'm feeling fearless. Exaggerated, that's what you assume. The story's over now, I must conclude. I am conflicted, watching where I step still, hanging in the life I want to live, I want to take it.
Hello everyone, the stream. I know we are 10 minutes before it, but okay, I couldn't wait to talk to you guys and know what's going on. It's been a long debating after about maybe I think 45 days or so, I think. That's when I did my last stream. So yeah, eager to know what's going on in the life of you guys, and then we'll talk about the stream, the interview experiences that I had the past 1 month. I took an interview of few off-campus candidates, and I'm gonna tell you what I learned from them. So, okay, give me a minute. Yeah, just I think double voice issue should have gone now. Please confirm in the chat. Hey Abhay, hi. Nice to see you. I hope the issue is fixed now. Double voice. Please mention in the chat if the issue is fixed. Yes, fixed. Cool. Wildfire, hi. Okay. So Abhay, क्या चल रहा है? What's going on? Wildfire, how's it? How's it going, guys? Last 1 month, how's it been? मजा आया? क्या किया? Anything interesting? I think if anyone joining from VIT, I think they have their exams, right? Anyone in first year or second year, I think they would probably have their exams for, from tomorrow, I think. Yeah, so I'll tell you why I was not streaming from, this long, almost about 1 month, more than a month, right? So there were some personal things as well, because of COVID, obviously the pandemic, and but nothing too bad, nothing happened or anything like that. And then secondly, I was personally preparing for some masters as well, so I had to give a lot of time in preparing for interviews and tests, and going back to studying maths and everything. So that's the reason why I really love the videos that you upload, as they give me help in thinking differently and approach problems in better ways. Yes, we have Cat2 from tomorrow. Thank you so much, Swati. I'm happy that you really enjoy watching my videos, and yeah, just stay tuned. And because now that we are back, I'll continue to make videos, and I'll continue to make more problem solving videos that actually help you improve in problem solving. And my goal is to get you a better job, get you a good job, the job that you deserve. Speaking of jobs, we also have 2 amazing job opportunities, and I'll discuss them as we go on, as we continue with the stream. So yeah, maybe I'll talk about those opportunities first, and then we'll go on and discuss about the interviewing experiences that I had as an interviewer. I don't know how to put it properly, but yeah. People in the chat. Yep. So Abhay, how's it going? Still in HP? Guys, Abhay is my college friend. He was in HP. I'm not sure if he's still in HP. Abhay can tell us more. Yeah. Also, guys, last 1 month I've been playing this game a lot sometimes when I need, and I've seen this on streams of Samay Raina and okay, so Abhay is still in HP. Great. Okay, I'll show you guys what. So this is the game that I've been talking about. This is a very nice game, GeoGuessr. I don't know why I enjoy playing it, but it's mostly like I'll show you guys just the thing, and then we'll continue. Maybe we still have about 5 minutes, right? So let me just show you this game. This is very interesting. Oops, I'm logged out. This should also be logged out. Yeah, that's. So I'm thinking maybe I could make a different channel where I could play these kind of games with you guys, but so the game is like you're given, you're put in a place like this. You have the 3D street view, everything available to you, and you have to find out which country this is, right? So I don't know how many of you would find it fun, but my geography skills have definitely improved because of playing this game. It's really nice. Like, you see these countries and you feel like, okay, this could be somewhere in United Kingdom or, somewhere South American or something. So, and then what happens is you have this map. It's covered by my, yeah. So here is the map. Yeah. So let's just randomly guess something. I can show it to you. So maybe let's give what? Let's do Sweden. Maybe it's not Sweden. I hope so. It's Russia. So this is how the game is. You just have to guess the country where you're right. So, but anyway, this is what I've been playing a little bit from the past few days. What about you guys? What are you doing for enjoyment and everything? Yeah, I'm actually in second sem. I'm doing competitive programming, DSA, and problem solving. I want to get into open source contributions, and I'm really confused whether to start working on ML or web dev. Oh, that's good question and lots of confusions in there. Let me see. I'm actually in competitive programming, DSA, and problem solving. Good. You're in second sem, and if you are doing competitive programming and you're learning DSA and doing problem solving, very good. I want to get into open source contributions and I'm really confused whether to start working on ML or web dev. Okay, if you want to talk about getting into open source easily, I feel like web dev is one of the most basic and the easiest ways to get into, because web development, first of all, HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and upcoming all the frameworks like React and Angular, they are like so popular. You can find absolutely amazing courses on YouTube for free if you want to learn web development, JavaScript. And then once you have that skill, and it's not very difficult as well. JavaScript is an easy language. Once you master JavaScript, to get into open source is like what you can do is, so I'll tell you how you can get started with open source. I did Google Summer of Code, which was a very good journey to get you started with open source. But anyway, GSOC for this year has gone, right? So let's talk about alternatives. So what there is that let's say you give let's say you learn web development, and let's say you learn web development, and let's say, as Swati mentioned, she's confused between ML and web development. So you know what, web development is not something which is completely independent. Anything that you build might require web development in it. What I mean to say by that is, let's say you have a machine learning project. Let's say that you give it a let's say a simple example. This is more like a natural language processing, but you give it a sentence and it tells you if that sentence is positive, negative, sarcastic, or what, right? Let's say it classifies a given sentence into these three categories. Now, your ML model, when you run your, let's say, your Python program, you can give the data on command line, let's say, or you can give data, or you can give the data on command line. Let's say you run your program and you give data on command line, and it prints it's positive, negative, or sarcastic. But how do you expose it to end user? How would someone like me be able to access that program running on your machine? So for that, what you do is you'd use some language like Python. If you're using Python for machine learning, you'd create a web API using Flask or Django, which are web development frameworks in Python, and then you would expose your machine learning model in the form of an API. right? And then I could access your machine learning model to get the get my like I give a sentence and it tells me if it's positive, negative, or sarcastic and so on. So web development is it's complementary to everything. Like everything you do, web development, some parts of web development will be there involved. But I'll always suggest never ditch computer programming, DSA, and problem solving completely, because in the end, if you are a good engineer, you need to have good problem solving skills, because even when you go into web development, you might face some problems which might ask for the knowledge of good data structures or algorithms, and in the end, good DSA skills make you a good programmer. So never compromise on that, but at the same time, you should always work on side projects as well. Do not, you should keep a balance on both of them. I hope that answers your question, Swati. Okay, yeah, so it's 2 o'clock. So let me first talk about the job opportunities that I have. Two of the job opportunities that I have, and thanks to people on LinkedIn and my senior came to me and said that, okay, these are the opportunities that we have, and I'll be happy to have my subscribers as interns, or maybe as full-time positions as well, if any of you guys are looking for it. Yeah, so the first one is, let me share it. Yeah, so the first one is yield scan. Okay, if I take you to Twitter of this, it says built to maximize taking yield, designed to minimize effort. So this is a startup created by my senior, Prastut. Amazing guy, amazing insights always. He has always guided me throughout the college. He has helped me clear Google Summer of Code. During my second semester, I met him, and he was building this intra-college, portal kind of thing where all the students and everyone in the college could collab, like a college portal for everything, right? So it was called Canvas at that time, and he was heading it. So I've seen him, making on have a very entrepreneurial mindset, right? So he has created this startup called YieldScan, and they are fully into the crypto space, right? Cryptocurrency and also. And he spoke to me recently a few days back, and let me just bring the camera again to the corner. Yeah. So he said, he told me that he's looking for some amazing people who would scale this YieldScan further, and any one of you who's amazed by crypto, or you want to get into the crypto space, and you know what blockchain is, or what this cryptocurrency is, how, because the future. I know recently I feel like in some state the government was using blockchain to store the results for COVID tests or injections, maybe the certificate for injection. So that's also, so blockchain is, I see that crypto and blockchain are gonna come in future as a very important, crucial part of the internet. The decentralized applications, and there's no central controller who controls everything. Because I don't know much about crypto, so I'm not the right one to comment here. But Prastut bhaiya, he's the one who he's god of this, and he created this YieldScan. So these are just the numbers, like how much people have invested and how people are using YieldScan right now. The MVP itself, people invested about $122 million, and current assets are like around 27 million, so 200 crores, which is huge, right? So he's looking for some people who could join, so product designer and product engineer. So any of you who's a good designer or a good engineer can directly talk to me, or here is the email, and I'll paste this link in the chat as well. Oh, thank you so much, Doc. Right, so this is the link that I've pasted in the chat. If you guys are interested in taking about this job opportunity, it's not a full-time opportunity as such right now, but it would be good if you could work full-time on the project. But if someone who's in college and who's very much interested in working at cutting-edge technologies like Golang, Rust, and building the future using crypto and everything, this is the place for you. If you don't want to directly talk to Prastut, you can talk to me first. I will personally talk to you, and maybe you can DM me on Instagram, and we can talk about it. So and then I can share your details with Prastut, and we can get going with that. So this is one opportunity, and the second one is this company. So it's a London-based company, Flagsmith. It's 9 months old. It's startup, but you already see there are big brands that are already using this. Right, so the product that they're building is a feature flag and remote config service. So what feature flag is basically, let's say, so this is a very nice website that they've built. Yeah. So if you see on the website, these are feature flags. Okay, let's say you have an app and you have to remotely configure if 1% of the users see on Instagram. What happens sometimes, your friends get some features earlier than you, right? It's a very nice use of feature flags. So what they do is they deploy some certain amount of features to only 1% of the people. And in order to control that kind of deployment, you use feature flags, right? So if you see here, let's say someone is using X, that version of the app, where they have remotely only allowed that 1% of users should have this dark mode or design 2.0 flag enabled, right? So if you see, those 1% of the people will see this kind of UI, otherwise other 99% of the users will see this kind of user interface. So this is feature flags and configs, remote config as a service. This is what they're building. And I spoke to Matt yesterday, who's heading this, who's head of the sales and this co-founder of this company. They are based out in London, and this is a remote. The company is entirely remote. The team is entirely remote. So they're looking for a Python engineer who could, continue with the product that they have built so far and add more features and all. So these are the two opportunities. I'll even make a post on Instagram or anywhere, and I'll share the link of Flagsmith as well. I would like, if any of you are interested, feel free to ping me, or feel free to ping me. I'll give you the respective contacts for both of the job opportunities, and you guys can, if you are looking for a job, it's a good time. Flagsmith, it's a very nice opportunity because the company is in London. Pounds versus rupee, the balance is like one pound is 100 rupees. So a good amount of good payment opportunity as well there, right? And Yieldscan, obviously headed by my senior. The compensation and everything is amazing, and Prastut personally mentors you a lot, so that he always, even now it's been maybe 3 years since we have met, but still he regularly checks on me like what I'm doing, and he's a very nice senior and he's guided me a lot. So yeah, so these are the two opportunities. I would like if you would grab them and try to talk to the people and everything. If you feel any kind of friction, feel free to ping me and I'll help you out the process further. Yeah, that's it. So any questions still here, or are we okay? Oops, yeah. Disha, thank you so much for sharing the links. Also, can a person who's in the first year can take part in these internships? Okay, what I'll do is I'll confirm this with Prastut. Meanwhile, you can ping me on Instagram if you are whosoever this is, Disha Shubhu. You can ping me on Instagram, and I'll talk to Prastut about it and ask him if. But I think if you have a zeal for programming first year and you feel like you're good in good at learning things, and you want to dive into crypto and everything, I think it can be considered, because right now the universities and everything are remote. So I think it leaves you a lot of time away from classes where you can contribute to this. So I'll still talk to Prastut once, and I think he'll be okay. But yeah, drop me a ping on Instagram, and I'll so that I get to know about your name as well, so that we can have a further communication. But I'll talk to Prastut about that. But I think he should be fine with it. Okay. Yeah. So any more questions, guys, or should we jump into the discussion that we are here for? Okay. I'll take the questions, but let me also open the views. Yeah. Okay. So let's talk about the interview that I had. It's been about maybe 2 or 3 weeks since I took those interviews, and I always wanted to get back to you guys and immediately wanted to share the feedback. Saran Kumar, bro, I'm interested. I will reach out to you in LinkedIn. Okay, yeah, sure. You can even ping me on LinkedIn. Not if Instagram is not something that you have. I have Twitter and LinkedIn, so you have all the 3 below your screen, so you just can and guys, how many likes do we have on the stream? We have 16 likes. Guys, come on, we should at least reach 20 likes, right? Have some motivation, right? Let's reach at least 20 likes, so that I know everyone who's watching is motivated and they want to get these jobs, and I want every one of you to get good jobs and deserving jobs, right? So hit that like button so we can reach more and more people, right? So yeah, and be energetic. Yes, let's go. 18 likes. Come on. 19. Yes, we can do it. One more like to go and we hit 20. Great. Yeah, we hit 20 likes. Very good. Okay. Yeah. So as I was saying, it took about maybe 2-3 weeks ago. I took these interviews, and these interviews were for off-campus candidates who were applying for App Dynamics. Right. So I'll tell you more about the interviewing process so that you guys are aware how it happens in product-based companies. So what happens is, first HackerRank test was there, in which about 900 or maybe 600 or 700 students participated, right? Out of that, we selected about 8 students based on the cutoff. So what happens is, it's like, let's say you have a HackerRank test with 10 questions, in which let's say 8 are MCQs and 2 are programming questions. One will be a medium, one will be a medium hard problem, right? So based on the performance, we decide, okay, we'll just take people who, let's say the test is for 200 marks, we'll say that people who score more than 150 will only be eligible for the next round. So that's where your experience in competitive programming and problem solving comes, right? I know you have good projects on your resume and everything, but that comes only after you're able to clear the first step, which is the screening. And screening is simply done as in the form of an online test, where the problem could be something that you have seen earlier, or it could be a new problem entirely. So that's where your problem solving and competitive programming skills come in. Okay, so 8 students were shortlisted from that, and we had a panel of about 4 to 5 members, and we start the day at about, let's say, 9 a.m., right? So I'm gonna narrate you the entire story of this interview. So the first candidate we joined the WebEx meeting, and we start the interview. I go through the resume, and the first thing I see is this person is 1900 on Codeforces. Now, when you're 1900 on Codeforces, which is a candidate master, and he's 5-star to 6-star on CodeChef, immediately, it tells me in my mind that, okay, yeah, he's a good competitive programmer, right? So see, these things on your, and obviously he has cleared the screening test, right? So he's obviously good at problem solving, and all of those 8 are good at problem solving, no arguing in that. But this guy, immediately when I see his resume, he has 1900 on the his 1900 on his Codeforces rating, and I'm like, okay, that's good. This means that this person is good in competitive programming. But it's one thing, an interviewer will never judge you directly on the ratings. And you know what, most of the panel members who were there taking interviews with me were not even aware of Codeforces or their ratings. So it depends on panel to panel, right, who's taking your interview, if they know your Codeforces rating or not. But what I mean to say here is that it will not have a very great psychological impact that they'll immediately give you, okay, you're 1900, very good, you can continue. They'll still ask you questions, because there are multiple things to judge you on. Okay, people would one thing that I judged that guy. So when I took the interview, I gave him a question, one of my favorite problems, and I know that he could do it. Because the way he started, but the one big problem with that person was this. Yeah, communication. My writing is too bad. I'm using this drawing tablet after so long. Yeah, communication, right? So this was one problem which I felt. So I gave him the problem, and this guy is like immediately, okay, we'll do this, okay, we'll do this. And he's thinking that in his mind. Okay, he's thinking everything in his mind, and he's like, okay, we'll do that, we'll do this. We'll start the loop from here, we'll run 2 nested loops, we'll do like this. And I stop him and I ask him, okay, can you please tell the thought process to me? And there also, when I ask him, see, you should never let your interviewer ask you that, please tell the thought process to me. You should be aware of this fact that, whatever comes in your mind, feel free to put it out in front of the interviewer, so that, see, interviews are not one way thing, right? It's not like I give you a question, you have to solve it. It's like we are discussing on a problem, right? So you have to put all your thoughts, no matter how bad they are or whatever you think about it. Let's say I give you a problem, you are not able to think about the best algorithm at the moment, immediately. Start with what you know. Start with what you think of the problem. Start with clarifying the problem. You can ask me more questions, but that guy was like, okay, immediately started. See, minus points are there because communication is most important. It's okay to lose someone who's very good at problem solving, at the cost that that guy is not even able to communicate properly. We want people who are talented plus will go well with the team, not the people who are just talented and are not sick, and are not good for the team. So balance has to be made in both of the things. Okay. So and then I continue with the problem and everything. He's able to solve the problem. He's able to write good code, quality code in about let's say 10 minutes. And I've seen people struggling for half an hour for solving that same problem. That guy solved in 10 minutes. I was like, okay, good. This guy definitely deserves, at least from the problem solving side, which I check is like, how's the problem solving skills, right? So first is communication that we check and then problem solving skills as well. So this was automatically tested because he was able to solve the problem very quickly, and he was able to write a bug-free code. Very good. Communication was a little weak. So, and you know what? You would have always seen interviewers talking to you while writing something on the sheet. So that's what we have to do. On the sheet, we are just continuously filling what the interviewer is thinking, how the candidate is thinking, how is he talking, and at the same time, we so different companies follow a different pattern of giving marks. So what generally AppD follows is like, we have things like minus. This varies. Like some companies will have 0 to 4 rating that you give to a candidate. Some companies will have -2 to +2, right? -2 to +2. So if you say that someone is +2, you feel like this guy is a strong hire and this guy should definitely be pushed to the next round. And if all the rounds are like +2, +2, that guy definitely gets the offer. But if someone is like -1, and if there are enough number of positive scoring people in that interview queue already, this guy will have a very high chance of getting rejected. And -2 simply means that we should not go forward with this candidate. Okay. Yeah, so problem solving skills, cool. Then we also check one thing, which is confidence. Okay. Confidence, how is confidence tested? So I'll ask you something and you give me the answer, and then I'll tell you, and I'll try to confuse you. I'll try to confuse you by saying, let's say I ask you about, this is a very nice problem. Let's say I ask you about some probability problem, okay? But I give you some counter cases but those are not the correct counter cases, but just, just to check your confidence. And someone who's really, confident about their preparation and who they know that, they know what they're talking about, they'll not shake. So confidence is one thing that is very important and is tested. And these 3 things are very important. And last but definitely not the least is, don't try to fool. Okay, don't try to fool your interviewer. Okay, very important point, because I'll tell you, the second interview that I took that day, this point was very crucial. Okay, so and then so with this, I checked that that guy was able to solve the problem very quickly. Confidence was high, but the communication was a little weak. So I gave him a score of around 1 to 1.25, because communication is important, right? It plays a big role. So he did it, and we gave him to the next round, and then whatever happened, I will not dive into that. And then second, so then comes another candidate, and I am taking the second round for that candidate. So in the first round, I see that a good score is given to the candidate. So, but what I follow is, there should be no bias in my mind that based on the reviews of the first round, I should think that this candidate is already good. So an interviewer will always try to keep his or her mind completely unbiased. If they don't do that, the interviewer is really wrong. And trust me, I've had wrong interviewers as well. But it's okay. Not your fault, right? It's just out of your luck. You cannot do anything in that. Yeah. So then about this candidate that I had, and I took the second round. So again, I asked a basic question, not a very difficult one, easy medium type of question. Let me come back to here. Yeah. So I asked her a very basic kind of question, not very difficult, an easy medium question, and she's struggling a little bit with that. And I tried to give her hints, but again, whenever I gave her hints, she was again trying to come back to the approach that she had in her mind. She was not taking those hints positively. I was trying to constantly give her hints. Okay, you can do this, you can do that, even maybe think like this and all. But even after all this, she would come back and again come back to the same approach that she had. We have a question. So as an interviewer, would you prefer a person who has cracked GSOC or a person who has better score in competitive coding profiles after clearing screening, assuming communication confidence is good? Would you prefer who's cracked? Okay, I will not judge anyone by their GSOC or good competitive coding results. I will give you a problem. I'll have a discussion with you. As I feel you performed in the interview, based on that, I'll recommend you. I will not take into account that you are GSOCer or you are good in competitive programming. Because see, a lot of people that give interviews, a lot of the candidates that we interview, a lot of them don't have any side projects or like very few side projects and mostly are competitive programmers. I've given them jobs as well. A lot of people who do not have like a very strong competitive programming profile but have good side projects and are good at problem solving. Good at solving problems, not saying good at solving code forces level F or E or D, but good at solving the problem which is given to them during the interview. The thought process is clean and clear. It's like, okay, this guy is also equal to the guy who's done competitive programming. So I do not do any prejudice in that, I do not let it cover my mind that okay, this guy is a competitive programmer while this guy is not. So I have a bias. So a good interviewer will never have I'm not saying that I'm the best interviewer or the good interviewer, but I'm saying that a good interviewer will never ever keep that bias in their mind that someone is a competitive programmer, someone not. And just to let you know, a lot of people in the industry don't have any competitive programming experience. So a lot of your competitive programming medals or scores or anything don't matter a lot. All that matters is your communication and your problem solving skills in that interview. I've seen people who are very good at problem solving, but they just bomb the interview completely. They're not able to convey their thoughts in the interview, and unless you're able to talk to me, and that's why I always try to calm my candidates where are they? Like, calm down. We're just having a discussion here. Nothing is there. I'm not judging you or anything, right? So yeah. I hope that answers your question, Disha Shubham. That's funny name. I don't know who that is, but okay. But I'm sorry if that's your real name, then I should not say like that. But yeah, coming back then. So I was talking about that candidate. Yeah. So this candidate was not taking my hints, and I was like, okay. So a red flag in an interview, you should be able to know this is. So a red flag in the interview that you should be able to capture is the interviewer is like, okay, we'll discuss this question later. Let's come back and talk about something else. So you're not able to solve the problem, and the interviewer is telling you, okay, we'll come back to the problem later. But trust me, as soon as the interviewer says that we'll come back to the problem later, that later is never going to come. The interviewer is not going to come back to the problem again, because almost 30 minutes and you are allotted a time limit of about like 45 to 50 minutes for a single interview, and you've spent about 30 minutes in the same interview. And so people are like, okay, 30 minutes, if the person was not able to solve the problem in 30 minutes, then there's no point in going ahead with that, right? So that's a big red flag already. Secondly, this fourth point that I mentioned, right? This fourth point, don't try to fool your interviewer. It's very you'd say that very obvious, right? We should not try to fool. And trust me, I've been in both sides of the table, and people try to do this very often. So this candidate which I was talking about, I was asking her some problem, and she would somehow just say some weird thing, some jargon, and she would just say, yeah, this is how it happens. But once as an interviewer, I've also, as I said, I've been on the both sides of the table. I know that people will try to confuse the interviewer or say some random words, but remember that in an interview, every word you say could be taken up against you as well. So you mention anything, I can pick on that, I can ask you that, I can drill you down on that, and then it's problematic for you only, not for me, right? So don't try to fool your interviewer. So but that candidate had good confidence. She was trying to fool, but she was having good amount of confidence, which is like it just checks that, okay, how good can you lie? It's something like that. But yeah, obviously, if someone is experienced and someone knows more than you, it's hard to make a fool out of them. So yeah, problem solving skills were also average, since she was not able to solve the problem in half an hour also. So I felt like, okay, this is not good. And in the end, she even asked, can we continue the problem later? And I was like, no, sorry, you can continue this problem later on offline and you can, do that, but we don't have enough time. And this is how I had to end the interview because what more could I have done, because there was already about 50 minutes already done. Then yeah, and we already have a question from Premnath. So bro, how to get internship in second year with JavaScript? Okay, I'll talk about this. How many likes do we have? 22 guys, come on. 12 people are watching. At least we should have 25 likes. Come on, hit that like button and show some motivation, guys. Come on, we can hit 25 likes at least. Come on, we are here to Sanjay. Any good open source tools for taking interviews? Any tips to complete the interview on time? Okay, so Sanjay is my friend from college. He's in my same batch. So Sanjay is asking any good open source tools for taking interviews. Good tools for taking interviews. I generally take my interviews on this one. If I'm not wrong, let me see. There are tools also, maybe depends on your company to company. If they have HackerRank or something like CodePair or something like that. But I think this CodeShare. Yeah, I'll show you what I use. So yeah, we hit 25 lakhs. 25 likes. Thank you, guys. Let's continue. Next goal is to hit 30 likes. So yeah, if I show you this, so this is what I use. So what I do is I just go with this and copy this link and share it to the candidate as well. Now this website is free. Obviously, it does not have any compiling, code compiling or any such feature like that. But yeah, it's at least better than Google Docs, because I know I've seen people sharing Google Docs and asking for code. So this is better at least because it has syntax highlighting for all these languages and everything. It has tab size, theme as well, right? So you could change theme if someone likes dark or light, whatever. Okay. So this is one platform that I use to take interviews. If your company has something, either membership or something other as well, that's also good. And any tips to complete interview on time? I don't know. I mean, I just stick to something like one programming problem, and that's it. And then asking some simple, if the person is able to solve the problem very quickly, then I'll try to ask some other problem as well, but that will not be very long. And that's all. I just like keep looking at time in between, so that you know what the time is, and that's it. I think that's what I think. What about you? Like, do you feel like it's, and that's what students always try to take a lot of time and they feel like they did not have enough time. But trust me, when there are like around 16 to 20 students waiting in the panel and the panel is only 3-4 members, it's important for us also to finish everything in time, so that people so that we are able to complete the interviews in a single day. Then as interviewer, would you give priority to a candidate who has ML projects or web dev API projects in their resume, assuming he solved the problem? See, Prakash, it's again, as long as you're able to have a good discussion with me and you're clear about your projects. Let's say you have written your ML projects and someone who's experienced in ML might also take your interview. So they'll drill you down on everything. So if you have written ML in your projects and you're able to perform good in the problem solving part, let's say. Stream is running fine, right? Yeah. Yep. Okay. So suppose, let's say you are able to answer everything fine, then good. But let's say you're able to solve the problem correctly, but you're not able to answer your projects properly. That's a big red flag then. So in spite of you answering the problems correctly, if you are not able to answer about your projects, that's a red flag, and it might have a negative impact on you. But yeah, if you have good projects plus you're able to solve the problem that I discussed with you in the interview, good. I'll definitely recommend you for the next round. Now, priority is not something that I'll give you based on your projects or anything. As I said, I'll not judge you directly based on the project. See, I'll tell you my personal experience only, and I felt very bad about that. But what could you do when you have to select limited number of students? So I have this person who comes. He's a very nice candidate. Humble guy, good at communication, good at writing code. But the problem is he also had a mobile app in Play Store with around 10,000 downloads. 10,000 downloads, right? A guy having an app which is popular on Play Store is a good thing. But I gave him the problem and he was not able to solve the problem. You know what he told me in the end? Told me that the problem was really nice. I'm sorry that I was not able to solve it, but I liked how he did not give me a very challenging problem. It was a very simple implementation problem, but he was not able to solve it. And he admitted that he was not able to solve it. But again, my goal is to not make you feel like, you know, you have an app, but you're still not able to solve this problem. So as long as you do projects, plus you're able to solve the problems that I gave you, simple, there's nothing like priority, but you'll definitely be clearing the round that you're in right now. Yeah. Guys, come on, 3 more likes to go for 30 likes. Can we hit it? Come on, 30 likes. And please post your questions in the chat. I'm here answering all your questions. So can we go 30 likes, guys? Come on. Make sure to hit the like button. And also subscribe if you haven't already. You know, from now on I'll try to, you know, do these streams on every weekend. I'll try to push some more video problems and everything. Right? So yeah. Okay, I hope that answers your question, Prakash. If not, then please, yeah, just clarify if I've missed anything. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. And yeah. So I'll give you a few. I'll tell you one more thing. So I'll even talk to you about. Yeah, Prakash. Yes, it's answered. Okay, good. Yeah, 2 more likes, guys. Come on for 30 likes. Can we hit it? Let's go. Thank you. You're welcome, Prakash. Thank you so much. I'm so happy that you guys are at least coming forward and asking questions. Good. Okay. So my plan is probably next week or sometime I'll try to bring Prastut on the stream. We'll have a talk with Prastut so that he can talk more about yield scan, and I'll do that after, you know, you guys, those who are having their exams, can also have their exams, right? Is it good? Are you guys excited about this? That we'll bring Prastut over and he'll talk about yield scan, and then you guys can personally interact and ask the questions to him. Are you guys excited? Please write yes in the chat so that I could know that excitement, and I'll then definitely push forward and bring Prastut over to the stream so that, you know, he's an absolutely amazing mentor and he's always helped me. So if you guys would want it, if you guys would very much enjoy it, then please, as many yes in the chat is as hard. I'll try to push Prastut to come onto the stream. Right? Yeah, so I think that's what I wanted to talk about today's stream. A very short stream, but probably, you know, but this is what I wanted to talk about, these 4 things. So if you are giving interviews anytime in the near future, make sure you have these 4 things, you know, keep a note of these 4 things and don't try to, you know, bomb these things at least. Apart from this, there could be several other things. I'm also learning things. I'll also come back and tell you guys everything. But yeah, apart from this, I don't have anything specific to talk about in this stream. I think this was just supposed to be, you know, just supposed to be something that I wanted to discuss with you guys a long back, but I could not because I had to study for my exams as well. So yeah, any more questions, I'll be more than happy to take. So is it better to do internships or do open source in second year? What do you mean by open source? How do you do open source in second year? How would you get started by doing open source in second year? Is what I feel is like by open source, if you tell me that you want to do open source in second year, it should be something like you are actually you're actually contributing to some big code base. So because see, internships have this company name associated to them, and they are like a foolproof certificate that I can see that, you know, you have actually completed internship in a company, and that means that you are working inside, you know, in an organization already where you have a team and everything, and you get used to the corporate structure, right? So it's a foolproof certificate anyway. And coming back to open source, you should have like your experience of open source. I should be able to judge. I should be able to like talk to you about your experience. So let's say someone contributed in topic for the next stream. Internships or do open source. Okay, should this be the topic for the next stream? Like GSOC, any other open source program? Yeah, Swati. Yeah, exactly. So I mean, see, cracking GSOC and everything is, yeah. I'll suggest if you get GSOC, go for GSOC. No need to even talk about an internship, because GSOC in itself is like an internship. And the thing is, generally, I mean, post-COVID, pre-COVID world, we used to have internships where people used to go to offices and work properly in, close proximity of each other. But with GSOC, what happens is it's entirely remote, right? Your mentor could be, I'll come back to your question, Saran. Yeah, so your mentor could be like, when I did GSOC, my mentor was in Spain, right? Madrid. So the timings were different, and once you are working remotely, you have to build that habit of, working away from someone, and that person is not always available to help you or something. So it's a good experience in itself. So if you get GSOC, always go for GSOC. If you don't get GSOC, nothing. It's not the end of the world. There are internships. You just improve your problem solving skills and prepare for HackerRank tests and everything, and you'll definitely land internship in a good company. Sharan Kumar. Bro, can you share your first internship experience, like what it will be in your one day of work, and then a week later, then after 1 month? Yeah, sure. Let me remember those days. Okay, yeah. So my first internship was with Wingify. Now Wingify is a very cool company. Very, the culture is very nice. It's a entirely Indian company, bootstrapped without any funding or anything. So during my I think I went after my third semester, right? Yeah. Yeah. So the first day, now the cool thing is that in all these IT companies, right, people don't come early. Like they'll come by around 10:30, 11, and that is the time when offices start to fill. And here a college student who's having his first day at the internship, I go to the office at 8:30 in the morning. It was 1 hour away from my house, but I reached there at 8:30 a.m. in the morning, and there's no one. Only the security guard is there, and he's like, "Sir, abhi to koi aaya bhi nahi hai, sir." Right? I mean, that's in Hindi. In English, he's like, "Sir, nobody has come till now. You'll have to wait for a few minutes so that someone comes and escorts you inside." And then I waited. I had to wait about around 45 minutes for someone from HR to come and escort me inside the office. And yeah, so when I go inside, they take me inside a meeting room in the side, and I could see people discussing. I could hear people discussing about JavaScript, discussing about this problem, and this is the debugging is not talking about debugging. The code was breaking somewhere. I could just listen about it, and I felt like, oh my god, this is where I want to work, because this is so exciting. People are actually discussing problems everywhere. And I sit down in the meeting room. I'm waiting, and the HR she comes, and she's like comes up with a tetra pack of juice, and she's like, okay, so where do you want to work? What are your things that you like? And based on that, they assigned me a team that day there only. So I told that, okay, I love JavaScript, and I have some experience writing JavaScript using Node.js as well, so in backend as well as frontend. So they were like, okay, so they put me in a team where I could write JavaScript, and in backend as well as in frontend as well. So that's how it started. I mean, so the first day is mostly in your internship is mostly like getting to know everyone, and if your company has an internship training program sort of thing. Since Wingify did not have a full-fledged training boot camp, something like that, it's good. No formalities or anything. So the day one is mostly like you get to know the product, you install it, you set up on your machine, you do the development setup, you get the laptops. At that time Wingify was not giving laptops to interns. We could use our own laptops, right? So I would have used virtual machine to bring up the development setup and everything. So first day is mostly about that, and then eventually you're told about your task and everything, and then talk to people, and yeah, it's smooth sailing from there. I always had this fear that in colleges, when I'm stuck, I do Google search and everything, and I can find the solution. But in the company, if I get stuck on a problem, what will I do? But after I started working there, it was like nothing. Even if you get, people are everywhere around you, and software engineers, it's not expected out of you to learn everything and know everything, right? So it's perfectly normal to Google things, Google solutions, not just directly blindly copy pasting, but yeah, learning from internet and then adapting it based on your situation. So it was like that. It was good. Really enjoyed working there in Delhi with those guys. I still miss. Wingify is in Delhi. If definitely Wingify was in Bangalore, I would have definitely tried for Wingify Bangalore, but it's okay. Maybe sometime in future. Should we do masters immediately after BTech or have 1 year experience then go for masters? Also, you told you are preparing for masters. I would like to know what specialization you are planning to do. Okay. So my first of all, your question is, should we do masters immediately after BTech? So there are both the things are there, but I feel like if you you have some work experience in a good organization before doing masters, I feel that adds as a plus advantage rather than anything wrong. It's like but it depends on you. So I'll tell you, I've seen different people. Few people are like they once they start earning, it's hard for them to go back to studying. So people are like people do not always continue have that mood of once they start earning and once they start getting into a job. Then secondly, are you after BTech or have one? So yeah, so I'd recommend having some work experience and then going for your masters. Secondly, also you told you're preparing for masters. Yeah, so my masters is a little different than general, because the program that I am a part of is actually sponsored by my organization. So I get to be a part of my organization while completing my masters online, and yeah, but I'll share more details with you if I am able to continue with it. But so the program which I was participating in is called Data Science and Business Analytics. But we'll see once the results are out if I am able to make it or not. But yeah. And then Premnath asks us how you maintained your college and internship. Prakash, I hope that answers your question. If not, please clarify. Premnath, how you maintained your college and internship. Okay, I'll answer this, but guys, come on, we are just 3 likes away from 35 lakhs. 35 likes. 35 lakhs. Wow. 35 likes. Can we hit it, guys? Come on, 3 more likes to go. Show me some motivation. Come on, show me some energy. Let's go, 3 more likes. 11 people are watching. We should be able to, and people come and go, right? 33 likes. Come on, 2 more to go. So yeah, Premnath asks how you maintained your college and internship. See, right now you guys are in the COVID pandemic world, right? So when I was in college, there was no pandemic. So college and internships were 2 separate things. I used to do internships only when college was not there, like during summer vacations or during the winter vacations. Right now, I feel like it's a little bit easier to do internships because, I mean, see, it's not about maintaining, it's about just simply pure time management, right? So let's say you have classes from 9 to 5 in the day. In the evening, and that too, I don't think everyone has classes from 9 to 5 every day, right? So let's say someday you have classes at 2 p.m. So the time from 2 p.m. to let's say 7 or 8 p.m. you guys can use and actually contribute. If you are doing an internship remotely, you guys can actually use that time for contributing to the internship, right? So that's what. Prakash, Premnath, yeah. So that's how I my time I did not have to actually juggle between college and internship. It was completely like once the college semester was over, then only I would go for my internship. Prakash asked another question. Also, as an interviewer, did you see the CGPA of the student? No. So I'll tell you. Generally, the HR teams they only set the CGPA cutoffs. We would only get the shortlisted students, and after they come to us, it's we do not actually judge anyone on the CGPAs at all. I don't even see the CGPA that's there on the resume. I really don't even care about the CGPA. Yeah. So yeah. So that's it. I mean, I don't even care about the CGPA. I hope that answers your question. But the thing is, HR will already do a CGPA. Like they'll tell the colleges itself that you should only send candidates who have, let's say, 8+ CGPA or 8.5+ CGPA. Okay. Yeah, I hope that answers your question, guys. Come on, guys, 2 more likes to go. Can we hit it? 35 likes. Come on. I'm speaking continuously. You guys can at least appreciate that. Come on, 35 likes. Let's go. Arey bro, I thought live stream finished. No Shakti, we just started about 36 likes. Thank you so much, guys. Yeah, thanks a lot for the thank you Prakash for asking your questions. Thank you. Yeah, any more questions, guys? Or I think because I gave the knowledge that I wanted to give you guys today. We'll come back again later. So yeah, as I said, I'll be more than happy to bring Prasut on the stream maybe next week anytime. What do you guys say? When is the good time? Is next week a good time, or shall I schedule a little later? Guys in the chat, please give your thoughts. if you feel like next weekend is a good time, or next weekend, because I'll have to check with Prastut also any schedule. Obviously, he's managing the company. It's not a small thing, right? It was a good experience that you shared. Thank you so much, Shakti. Shakti is also, guys, one of my batchmates. He's placed in PayPal and amazing, you know. So, you know, also one more important tip is always reach out to people in colleges, make connections, because your networking is the only thing that's gonna pay you forward in your life. Yeah. Next weekend. Okay, next weekend is fine. Cool, guys. I've got 2 inputs till now and saying about the next week. Cool. Yeah. Anything else, guys, or shall we just end the stream here, because I feel like let me just quickly drink some water and then. Yeah, it's hard to make connections because of online college. True. Yeah, that's pretty much true. I've seen that. My brother, he's also having online college, and it's hard to make friends or real connections. But how can you? Yeah, that's a good problem, no? How can people in online colleges make connections, make friends? I'll tell you one way. One way. It's a good way. On CodeChef, no, there's this long challenge and these programming challenges keep on happening, right? And people often have their colleges filled. So on CodeChef rank list, so on CodeChef rank list, you can even have college-wise search the rank list, okay? And if you search something for VIT, let's say VIT University or something, you'll see people from your college who are actually giving those problems. So from there you get the usernames and the names. Maybe if you have Microsoft Teams or whatever you guys are using, maybe you can then, or if you have a WhatsApp group or something, you college mates or everything, you guys can search and then start talking about, hey, I saw you solving this problem. See, someone has to break the ice, okay? Someone has to start communicating. So maybe you can talk to that person and say, hey, I saw you in this challenge, and you know, I also tried solving this problem. Can you give me some insights? And that's how you start talking to, that's how you make someone your friend, and then, you know, you guys can become good friends and try to solve problems together. And you know, if you guys gel up together, you guys can even go forward and make an ICPC team next time whenever you know, try to appear for ICPC regionals and so on. So I hope that answers. Yeah, it's a great idea, right? Yeah, I mean, I just thought of this on spot. It's a really good idea and you should do that. I mean, I used to do that in my college as well, to identify the people who are actively participating in programming challenges. Which is best, Codeforces or CodeChef? Codeforces for short challenges. CodeChef only has 3 challenges in a month: the lunchtime, the cook-off, and the long challenge. CodeChef, I'd recommend you give all the programming contests, but Codeforces also try to give all the short contests. So both of them are good. I would not choose any one of them. I would rather solve the problems on both these platforms. It's better not to miss any problem. Don't miss any platform. Okay. Yeah. So guys, come on, 2 more likes to go for 40 likes. Can we hit 40 likes before we end this stream? Come on. Show some energy, guys. Come on. Slam that like button. Slam it. Come on. And yeah, I think most of you guys who are watching my stream, if any one of you is like a full-time engineer or anything, I shared 2 links today earlier in the chat. I can pin it, I think, right? Let me just write a message. So 2 opportunities. If any of you are looking for new full-time opportunities, I'll paste this in the chat. Oops. Yeah, let me just delete this and I can make new job opportunities. Okay, that does not work. How to break into 2 lines? Okay. I'll just paste the links directly then. Come on guys, 1 more like to go for 40. Can we do it before we end this stream? Come on. Okay. First we have yield scan, and then second we also have Flagsmith. Yeah. Oh, how could, okay, yeah. So we got yeah. So let me just pin this message. So guys, as I spoke about this in the stream earlier as well, any of you who's looking for a job, a new job or anything, I have, yeah, it's pinned, right? Yeah, so there are two links in the pinned message. One is for yield scan and second is for Flagsmith. You guys can check out the profile for you guys can check out the website and the profile as well, and you guys can then talk to me about it. Ping me on Instagram, Twitter, or LinkedIn, anywhere, and I'll be happy to recommend you guys and talk to you first and then recommend you guys for the roles. So again, just coming back, Flagsmith is and this is not at all like no one is paying me money or anything for that. It's what came to me and I'm just forwarding it to you guys to so that if anyone is looking for a change, here it is. So Flagsmith is providing feature flags, and I'm not sharing my screen, right? Yeah. So Flagsmith is providing the feature flags and remote configuration as a service. For example, let's say like how Instagram works, right? So they only test certain features with 1% of the users. So they have behind the scenes, they have this feature flags so that only 1% of the people can, let's say, have the 2.0 design, right? So yeah, so you can see this company already has a lot of good names, big companies, Starbucks, Amway, Nike, Cognizant, right? So you can try this out. You can reach out to me and I'll give you the contact for Matt. Matt is a really excellent guy. He's a good vibe. He has raised many companies from 30 people to 3,000 plus people, and he's a very nice guy. And this project is in Python, so a lot of you who are Python engineers, this is a good chance for you, or anyway, or anyone who's looking for a DevOps role or something. They also have a DevOps role, so, and they are looking for a good software and good and someone who can lead it from India. Secondly, obviously the person should be able to learn things quickly and all, and then again the company is located in London, so the price would obviously, let's say, £2,000 or £3,000, whatever is the compensation that's given to you per month, would obviously be a lot when you consider it in terms of India, right? Then secondly, obviously, yield scan by my senior Prastut, amazing guy, always mentored me for everything. So yeah, you can see the numbers and everything on the website and the link that I pasted in the chat. So yeah, and what do we have? What else should we do in second sem along with DSA and CP? I'll tell you what I did in my second semester, but that was a different story, but I'll still tell you. So in my second semester, I came in touch with seniors, first of all. How? By taking part in these events organized during tech fests or cultural fests, technical events, right? And then you can talk to organizers and everything. So in my second semester, I designed the website for VIT's cultural fest called Vibrance, right? So I was in the team which worked on the website. So this is what I did during my second semester. Now, along with DSA and CP in second semester, you focus on making your own side projects. If you get some time, get into web development, get to know, or maybe app development or whatever. See, having the knowledge of web development or app development is required because these are the two most popular ways of exposing your projects to the end user, right? You have a machine learning model. How do you expose it to end user? You expose it in the form of a website or in the form of an app, right? So these two skills, you can choose any one of them, any one of them, and it's essential, but it's good way, right? Anyone in the chat who's like experienced, if Sanjay or Abhay or anyone who's watching who's experienced, they'll definitely recommend you guys that you should know about these things so that it's easier to project your whatever you know about ML or anything to the end user, right? And the projects are that's what you should focus on in the second semester. I hope that answers your questions. Senku Ishigami anime name. Come on guys, one more like to go for 40. Can we hit 40? Come on, let's go. Let's hit 40 likes, guys. Come on, slam that like button. Come on, let's go. Okay. Yeah, I hope that answers your question, Senku Ishigami, right? Any more questions, guys? Come on, guys, 40 likes, and I think we'll close the stream as soon as and not as soon as we hit 40 likes. It's your wish, guys. If you guys can help in reaching 40 likes, it'll be nice, because we want to reach more and more people. And when you click on the like button, the reach increases, and a lot more people can actually see the video. So, yeah. I think enough for today. I think I gave all the knowledge that I wanted to give, and yeah, pretty much it, guys. Any more questions, or shall I end the stream? Anyway, I'll be in the chat for a few more minutes. I'll end the stream here itself. Come on, guys, 40 likes. We had the goal of 40 likes. One more like to go. Anyone who's watching, anyone who has not pressed the like button, can you please press the like button? Oh, Numan is here. And we have Ishigami. Were you a part of any club chapters? No, I was not actually. I was a part of Code by Gen club in VIT, but certainly we did not do a lot as part of the club. Right. Said Numan. Numan asks. Numan is also one of my batchmates. Thank you so much, Numan, for joining. So, do you suggest exploring the industry more or pursue further studies? Numan, it depends, yaar. I mean, I feel like it's good to balance between them. But again, in IT industry, I doubt that a lot of people would judge you based on your degrees if you are good at what you are doing, right? I don't feel like there's any prejudice, but yeah, let's say company. I mean, in starting years, I do feel like people do have. I think in starting years, people do have this problem that some companies like Google would only take people who have done masters. They'll have a more they'll be inclined more towards people who have done masters and everything. But I think after 2 years, if you feel like you want to learn more, and if actually studying is your idea, then definitely go for master. But if you're just going for master just to again come back to the same job that you were doing, maybe for a pay hike or something like that, if you're willing to go for masters, then no, because that's not the goal of masters. Goal of masters is to actually maybe specialize in a certain field and then apply to jobs for that certain field. You're already a computer science graduate, and if you're trying to apply for a let's say again masters in CS, and then you're again getting that same job. Ashak remembers me. GG. Yeah, that's Inspector Bhaiya. Yes. Guys, BGMI is also gonna come right again, so yeah, those days are gonna come back probably pretty soon. Yeah, makes sense. Thanks a lot. Thank you, Numan. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much, everyone. For I think I missed a question from Saran. I think, right? My friend doesn't have any intern offer. He's in 3rd semester in PG. What should he do now? Okay, that's what I talked about, these two opportunities, right? Your friend can ping me, and if you feel like he's a good match for any of these two things, I'll be more than happy to forward him. But again, I would recommend, if your friend does not have any internship offers, I would ask him to learn from his mistakes, what he has done, if he has given any interviews or anything in past, and why was he rejected? Was he not able to answer some algorithmic problems, or what was the reason? If you do not see, if you're not good at something, admit that you're not good at something and work on that, rather than constantly trying and applying and saying that I'm not being selected anymore. So please ramp up your skills. Then also, if you're not getting selected, please reach out to me. I'll definitely help you, all the connections and everything. I hope that I'll be capable of helping you at least a little bit. Okay, yeah, I hope that answers your question, Saran, as well. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining. It was a nice stream, really nice. I think I'll take one more question. So also, what courses did you take to learn web dev? You mean college courses? I did not actually depend on my college to learn web development. I actually started by learning Node.js from YouTube, from this channel called Academind. Udemy, right? Yeah, exactly. I'll share this channel link. Okay. Yeah, if you have Udemy and you have money to spend, you can use Udemy. Obviously, I did not have Udemy at that time, so let me see. We have Academind. This guy is amazing, Maximilian. He's just amazing. So I'm sharing the channel link. Here he has a lot of playlists. Okay, and yeah, he has a lot of playlists, and there is a Node.js playlist or React.js playlist as well. So you guys can learn from there. It's amazing. It's really amazing. Okay. Yeah, thank you so much, guys, for 41 likes, and thank you so much for all the love. This has been really amazing stream. I hope, Senku, that answers your question. You guys, you can check this channel. This is where I started learning Node.js and React.js and everything. Okay. Yeah, I think I'll just end this stream here. Thank you so much, guys. It's been fun, amazing, really seeing all the positive energy in the chat and seeing everyone motivated, and it's always fun to talk to you guys. Yeah, thank you so much for 41 likes, and I'll see you guys again in future. We'll continue these streams. I'll bring some more problems and we'll solve those problems together, and together we'll get better. Okay. Yeah, so thank you, bye bye, take care, stay home, stay safe. Okay, it's very important, and I hope all of you guys are staying safe and everything in your family is fine, because these are really bad times. But yeah, on that note, we end this stream, and I hope everyone is happy, safe. Take care, goodbye.
Stranded in the open, dried out tears of sorrow, lacking all emotion, staring down the barrel, waiting for the final gates to open to a new tomorrow, moving with the motion, following the light that sets me
You stole my heart of gold after my silver soul.